buffaloes in your house. You keep them in the field, right? I mean, at least I hope so. Yeah, you don't leave them in your house. They're in the field, and they encounter the natural ways of nature and everything that goes. And so sometimes they're caught up in a storm. And so for some cattle, like cows and other animals, when they see a storm brewing, they run. In fact, you see this, it's a great phenomenon when you watch how tsunamis start, how the fishes will jump into the beach area to avoid getting swept away by the storm, even though they're in that water. So animals naturally run away from storms, except a buffalo, surprisingly. Buffaloes are known for their strategic approach to storms. Instead of running away, they charge towards them. This behavior is an instinct that allows them to get out of the storm faster. Minimal time and fear is experienced. So think about it this way. Let's say we're encountering a struggle, and we're walking with God, and we see the struggle roaming behind us. Our instinct is like, let me just walk a little bit faster. Let me just move out of the way. But let's be honest, sometimes our path as we're walking, we're stuck. And now that we are stuck, the storm is now coming towards us. And there's nowhere else to go. And so now you're facing there out of fear. And you're like, oh my goodness, I'm done. But the buffalo, as they're walking, it sounds counterintuitive. Because let's say you're walking this way and they're going that way. As they see a storm, instead of walking away, they walk towards it head first. Because they know as the storm comes, so too they will meet and leave each other away. I think that's a very strategic plan. Because yes, you still feel the power of the storm, but it's not for long. It is not for long. And believe it or not, that is a promise that God calls to us as Christians, that when we trust in Him, the suffering that we encounter, the worries that we have, the fears that we may build up, that is merely temporary. Friends, 2025 is just around the corner, and many of us are still anxious and worried. But I want to place a challenge. I challenge you to place those fears, those doubts, those worries, those insecurities at the feet of Jesus. And see where God is going to take you next. If you don't believe me, I encourage you right now, when you go home, write whatever you're going through on a journal. Write it down, everything, your fears, doubts, worries. Pray over it. Each day, pray over it. Trust in God's blessing. And next year, see how far God has pulled you. And if God hasn't changed anything, then I'm telling you something's off. But I doubt that will ever happen. Because when we encounter Christ, we experience change. And so that is my challenge for you this week, this end of the year, and to the next year. Trust in God with all your heart and lean not to your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge Him, and He will direct your path. This is my prayer.
Please stand for the closing hymn.